Me and Pac were working on a song together, and we went to multiple shows together. We kicked it a lot. I interviewed him once when he got beat up by the police for the Commemorator, which was this paper. It was a Black Panther newspaper called the Commemorator, and it was put out in part by Bobby McCall, who was Money B's dad. And Money B's dad managed Freedom Troop 187 for a little bit. So I started getting a lot of my writing chops in the Commemorator. And then when Tupac got beat up, I interviewed him for that.
You talking about by the police?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, but it didn't go well because it was like 2 days after he got beat up and he was still angry. The interview was not that good. And then right after that was the Oakland, the big fire, the firestorm. Yeah. That was on that same day that the Oakland firestorm happened. Public Enemy and Anthrax played at the Henry J. So I went, and when I knew that the Oakland was on fire, I drove early because I was like, oh, you may not be able to cross the bridge in a little bit. So I drove over there, got in early, and when I walk into the room, Chuck D is sleeping on a table like this against the wall. Like if this table was against the wall, he's asleep, and then Harry Allen is asleep on another table like this. There's no S1Ws. I walk in, I was like, everybody's slipping, blood. Like somebody could just come in here and hit him with the silencer. Like what's going on with security? But somehow like Chuck's spidey sense was on. He like opened his eyes and he just looked at me. He was like, what's up, Bishop? And he just put his head back down. And then Harry Allen looked at me. He was like, and he just nodded. And he was like, what's going on? I was like, man, the police beat the fuck out of Tupac, blood, man. Fuck this shit, blood. We got to do some shit, bro. Like, what's up? And he was like, when you see Tupac, tell him I'm gonna do a song for him tonight. I was like, word? He was like, yeah. So I went back in the crowd and then I see Tupac, but he's like 40 feet away from me and the crowd's in the building. And I'm like, so people forget that Tupac used to, when Digital Underground first toured with Public Enemy, someone stole some of Public Enemy's gear. Tupac figured out who it was and put a bat to him. When Tupac beat him with the bat, he was a roadie for Digital Underground, and then Chuck and Flav said, you gonna be on the rest of the tour on our bus for the rest of the tour. And that's when he told him, my mom was a Panther, so I don't like people, you know what I'm saying? And him and Chuck were hella tight. So he became a mentor to Pac. So I'm seeing Pac in the spot. He's got eye jammies and hella Vaseline on his face because he was really beaten horribly by the police. And he won a huge judgment, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to John Burris.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm looking at him and I'm like, Chuck D said he's gonna do a song for you. And he's like, I'm like, Chuck D's gonna do a song for you. And he's like, I can't fucking hear you, man. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just waiting because I'm like, what a surprise this is gonna be. So this place is fucking rocking. I don't know if it was because Oakland was on fire or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, but the energy was just crazy. I think that show was sold out. And then he's like, I still don't remember what the song was. And I don't think Chuck remembers either. But he was like, Oakland police did my boy Tupac wrong. And you know, Pac's a star. People know him in Oakland especially. But it's like, rrr. So he's like, so now I'm going to say a song just to say it, but I don't remember. Let's say they did Shut Him Down, right? Fucking mayhem, dog. I mean, like, everyone was jumping. It was like all souls and bodies were aligned. It was out of control. And I look, because now I'm about to be like, I told you, kind of a thing, right? And I look at him, and he's over there, and we're both kind of like stuck in this body wave of people. Bro, he was crying, bro. He was crying because he was in so much physical pain. He was so embarrassed. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy.
That's powerful. I don't know if I ever knew about that relationship and connection between Chuck D and Tupac.
Yeah, bro. It was fucking real.
Yeah, man. So, wow, that's